So I said that I was going to make another video where I was trying to solve the problem that I was coming into with on my Java project. I attempted to do it, but I have no motivation. I just cannot force myself to find motivation. I was looking through the uh some ideas and trying to go through. I just like I don't know. I'm just even if I solve this problem, right? Like this specific problem that I'm having, I don't have any doubts that I can get past this problem, even understand this problem, right? Like I don't doubt that I'm not able to do this, right? What I am highly doubting is if it's even worth it, right? Like, okay, let's say that I figure it out, I get past this problem. It's like, okay, well, great. Well, what does that do? Nothing, right? Like if I cannot reach the threshold of like getting into one of those top tier companies, like it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. At this threshold, okay, then it really matters. But it's like, and I don't fundamentally, I don't believe it. I do not believe that I can, that I'm of that caliber. I don't think I can get into Amazon. I do not believe it. So it just feels like I'm just completely and totally wasting my time. And I, at work, I'm not a good embedded systems engineer. I just, so I'm not a good embedded systems engineer, but even if I was, like embedded systems, you can't really make any money in either embedded systems or anything in hardware, really. You can't make money. So it's like, okay, well, the skills that I'm learning in that aren't really, there's no career path that I even could do. So, okay, well, I have to pivot. Okay, well, now I only have weekends. I'm extremely stressed Monday through Friday. So I'm extremely stressed for those 5 days, and then the 2 days that I have free, I'm filling it with just trying to learn back-end software engineering with the hope that I'm going to be able to transition into one of those top tier companies. But again, I fundamentally do not believe that I will be able to. And I'm just like looking at, okay, well, I've been doing these two projects, okay, and I haven't spent what, like, I've done 2 months on these projects, right? So it's not very much. It's not very, I'm at maybe I would say a sophomore level, right? Like I'm not good, but I kind of have a little bit of the basics now. And now, and I'm thinking like, okay, well, how much, let's say I get this problem. Okay, yeah. Okay, well then I'm gonna go, my skill is gonna increase a little bit, and then I'm gonna run into another problem. And obviously you're gonna say, well, oh, okay, well that's engineering. Well, I understand, but it's like, okay, 3 years? Do have to study for 3 years until I can get it? And that's not even considering like leak code. Okay, well, I also need to do leak code. And it's like, oh my gosh, I just feel overwhelmed. I can do the very, very basic stuff, but how do I actually become how do I say that? Like, Okay, I know the basics of server-side logic now, and I know how to process data. I know how to process like requests. Okay. I know how to serve EJS files and all of that, right? Like, okay, I know the very basics, but I'm realizing the more I look into it, how much of the basics it actually is. It's not, and I'm just overwhelmed at the scope of it too. It's just like there's so much there to learn. And if I'm doing it outside of a professional environment, just like self-learning, you don't really have a pathway either. So I'm trying to figure out like, okay, well, I don't even have a pathway. I don't believe that it will ever come into fruition, like anything will ever come of it. I have no weekends, I have no friends, I have like I don't enjoy it. I hate engineering. I've always hated engineering. Like, so when I picked electrical engineering as my major, the only reason was because I thought that I could have like a reasonable, not rich, but I just mean like a reasonable life. I was almost disgusted by the idea of engineering. I've always hated engineering. But I think my character is kind of just like, okay, take the next step, take the next step. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. Just take the next step. And I mean, I'm going to continue my videos. I'm going to continue learning Java. I'm going to continue learning JavaScript because as I just said, like that's my character. Is like, well, what else can you do? The only thing you can do is take a step forward. But it's just like so I didn't like engineering. The only I just majored in it because I thought that I could have a reasonable life. Then now I don't know, man. Honestly, I think like if you're considering going into engineering because you think that it will provide you a good life, honestly, like just major in business. No, I'm being completely serious. You'll probably make like what, $10,000 less than engineering. Who cares? $10,000 for okay. So instead of making $80,000 out of college, you make 70. That's who cares? Like the amount of stress that you will have. First off, you're gonna have like an amazing fun time, right? Like every time I got out of school when I was at university, right? It would be late at night and I would be like tired, I just depressed, like stressed, not happy, just feeling like a robot, just droning on, have my backpack. I'm walking back and I have to walk through the fraternity alley to get to my location where I parked the car, right? And they're all just partying. It's late at night, right? It's a Tuesday. They're partying, they're having a great time, they're enjoying their life, right? Like do that. Seriously, enjoy your life. You're gonna have less stress. You're gonna enjoy your life. You're gonna have a fun time, and then the difference in like salary is almost inconsequential. It doesn't matter, really. It doesn't. There's not much of a difference between engineering and everything else, unless you can get to one of those real companies, right? Like, okay, well then now you're actually making something that will impact your standard of living. But if you're not at one of those companies, It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So yeah, that's my suggestion is like just do business. And you can get a job with business probably. I don't know. Well, you can't it's difficult to get a job in anything really. Like I had high grades in school. I mean, I made a lot of mistakes in school. I would have optimized a lot more had I known, right? I wouldn't have gone to a community college. I didn't know how far that would actually set me back. Um, because when I was going through at a community college, I had the idea in my head like, oh, okay, well, I can't apply for internships because who wants a Portland Community College like intern? That doesn't make any sense. So I didn't even apply to internships because I didn't know that anyone would take a community college. Like I don't know if they actually would. I don't know, but that was in my head like, okay, well, I'm just a community or I'm just and none of my classmates were applying for internships either, right? And then when I went to Oregon State University, it was kind of a completely different culture. Like everyone was doing internships and you have to get in at certain times. And that's another thing. Like, um, if you go to a community college, you're going to miss out on a lot of the things that you need to prepare for junior year. So don't go to a community college. That's a terrible suggestion. And then let's see what else. Working full time. Don't work full time and go to school. Just take on student loan debt. Like take that on. Um, Unfortunately, I didn't really have that option, right? Like I couldn't. So I had to work full time. But just like when you're young, or I don't know, man. I was doing engineering. I didn't enjoy it. I hated it. I hated every moment. I hated every class. But I thought that there was going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. I graduated and then I couldn't find a job. And I applied for like 6 months to over 1,000 companies. I finally got in, right? And I'm like, okay, this is going to be amazing, right? And I don't know, I'm extremely stressed, still poor. And I'm just thinking like, what did I do this for? And so, okay, well, when I was younger, I had that hope of, okay, well, once I graduate, then my life will be there, right? Okay, well, once I find a job, then my life will be there. Okay, no. Okay, well, once I, right, and now I'm looking at this and I'm, okay, well, if I can just get to Amazon. But I don't believe I can get to Amazon. I don't believe it. I'm not smart enough. I'm just like, and I feel like I'm just wasting my time with these projects. Like, I don't know. I just want to give up on engineering in general. Like, if I don't know, I'm not a good engineer. embedded systems or back end. Obviously, like back end, you guys have seen plenty of my videos. You know I'm not that. But embedded systems, like I'm not good at that either. So it's like, I don't know. So I don't even, yeah. Well, I mean the only thing that I can do is just keep on. I don't know. I just even look at an IDE now and I'm just filled with dread. I like look at whatever Visual Studio Code or Atmel Studio or like whatever it is. I'm just because I'm filming on my computer right now, right? And behind it I see the IDE and I'm just like I I don't even want to look at it. So, yeah, I was about to say that I'm gonna keep making these videos. I'm gonna keep pushing forward. But then right when I was saying that, I saw the IDE above on my computer and I just like felt more dread and realization that what I was speaking, the words meant some reality and the those two things connected and I just like but yeah the okay, yeah. So that's I'm gonna move my I'm gonna block the ID. I don't want to see it. There. Now I don't see it anymore. Now now I'm in a better mood. Yeah. So anyways, I want to say I'm gonna be back tomorrow, but I don't want to say I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I don't want to be back tomorrow. I don't want to do more videos. I don't want to keep going. I don't want any of this. But I probably will be anyways. So, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of the day. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.